and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Final stone. Does he have it? Yes, he does! What a shot! John Schuster! Oh my goodness! A third of a rock for... That would make sense why he did curl.
Well, we got to not kill that. It's got to just be in the catch zone.
I mean, my gut is like hack to board and just roll 3 feet. 2 feet.
Yeah? Yeah, I think it's probably just hack.
You're always touching the 6.
I don't know that this leaves the 4-foot with hack.
Really good spots for Miller.
I think John's in a situation where he needs to send one of the right guards back.
Yeah, and it's dead nose and just, it's going to go spinning. This actually might catch two and just leak back.
I think it does.
Okay, so it might, close to dead.
Hammer something.
Extra focus of the players, because sometimes you just couldn't hear yourself thinking, and we needed to like use signs and show what we meant instead of just shouting out a number or like play this hit and roll kind of thing. We had to show everything, so that added another level, I guess, to our game. After that, we've been a little better when the crowd is loud or when you can't hear as well.
Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Ryland Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
and when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Welcome inside the Sleeman Center in Guelph, Ontario. Brent Lang joined by finally some talent that can carry me through this thing. John Epping, straight from the ice into the booth. Welcome, John.
Hey, thanks for having me. What else would I want to do on my day off?
Right? I mean, there isn't a lot of curling to be done at these slams. It's fun when you're on the ice, but you have one game a day. How do you deal with that, Johnny?
So we find stuff to do. We went to the golf simulator last night.
Oh, right. How was that?
It was awesome.
Cool.
Good technology. Unbelievable.
Was Tiger there? Did you go all the way to Southern Cal, or where'd you go?
Not quite that
Okay.
good that technology, but yeah, and my golf game still sucks.
Here's the teams today. We've got Team Whyte, Team Retornaz, Ewan Kyle, Duncan McFadden, Robin Bryden, and Ross Whyte. No longer an up-and-coming team. They've arrived, and they pretty much consistently do qualify in these big events, and then they're playing against the Italian Stallions is what I called them last year, but so far, Italian used to be Stallions, not having the best year compared to last year, but they did win 3 slams, so it's hard to live up to that. But Team Whyte will have the hammer in the first end. John, you've played both of these teams. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect.
Yeah, I mean, we've played Retornaz actually a couple of times this year, and as you mentioned, a little bit average compared to what happened last year. And I think it's no surprise that they'll both go after each other.
So both teams needing a win. We're getting down. This is their last round robin draw with the format. It's still too early to tell what's going to happen, John, but both these teams still in the mix. Both at 2-1. The winner, that one slides into the ring, so we'll allow Team Whyte to nose this one. The winner will be in the playoffs, and the loser will be in a mess.
Yeah, it's looking that way now. Draw the buttons were both good by both teams, and before that, I would say their draws were actually close to the worst in the event. So that'll definitely help them, whichever team's 2-2 at the end of this game.
So we will see the open hit here. You and Kyle are going to try and nose this, then it won't be in the rings, and probably going to see Joel throw another center guard in front of that, but a good start there. And there's only room for 2 tiebreakers, regardless of what happens. There's 2 sheets, unless the women don't need the other 2 sheets. There's a lot of unless this or if that, and so that's why I say it's tough to tell what's going to happen. So you want to be the team at 3 wins, hey Johnny?
Yeah, and if your shootout's good enough, then you get to the old draft for the playoffs.
Well, that's true too. That's fun, right?
Oh,
that could be good. That's tonight after the 7:30 draw. The top 3 seeds on the men's and ladies' sides. We'll come up into our beautiful booth up here at the Sleeman Center, home team live booth. And we'll get to pick who they play in the playoffs.
That's what you got to love about the Grand Slams. Try new things. Always have been.
You're hoping to get drafted tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple teams I wouldn't mind drafting me for sure.
Tell us. Went to the come around instead of the guard, and nothing wrong with that, but we've got 4 sheets in action. The Sportsnet game is Team Muscatowitz at 3-0 versus Team Dunstone 3-0, both in the playoffs, but the winner of that game definitely gets a draft pick. Then Team Gushu playing for their entry fee, actually. They're 0-3. They're out, but playing against Team Schwaller 1-2, needing a win to stay alive. Team Kleider at 0-3 against Team Ramsfell 1-2, needing a win to stay alive as well. And so lots of good games. Home Team Live has all of them, as always, and Sportsnet covering the Muscatowitz and Dunstone.
I got to say, how cool is that you can watch every game right now? I know it's my first time up here, but that's just absolutely beautiful for all the fans.
Saves you from coming to the arena. You can watch from your bed. How often do you do that in an event?
That's true, but please still come.
Yeah,
I like seeing everybody.
Absolutely. I would expect a full barn tonight, John, because you're playing mostly, but also, we're getting down to it Friday night, the weekend. The ticket sales have been good, so I think people are saving up for the Friday night party and the Saturday night karaoke, of course.
You bet. Great split. Tough first end shot.
Just playing the hit and roll over towards second shot, I would think.
What percentage would you give this end right now to blank?
81.
Yeah, I like that.
Good shot. The double will jam. Just going to try and hit and roll frozen. But, yeah, it's if there's no guards and we're still on second stones, it's always going to be very high chance of blanking, especially when you're talking about the best of the best. And these 2 teams are as good as they come at hitting. I mean, all of the teams out here are, but... Duncan McFadden, I was asking you, John, when we played together, it was the first time I saw this, at that time, really young Whyte team out in Penticton. But have you played them a ton this year?
No, actually haven't played them once. Played them a couple times last year, and it's insane to me just how much better they're getting year after year, and they're just they're in every game they play, and they're winning most of them.
Yeah, and this is going to sound like a slight against the team. All three of them are fantastic and like you said, getting better and better and world class. But every time I watch Ross, I feel like the only shots he misses were like a bad sweep call or missing by nothing. Like every shot has a chance to be made.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, no, it's less scary up here, John. Yeah. I don't envy you.
No. Yeah, this is easy up here.
It is.
I like this. You don't miss shots. Make all the right calls, I'm sure. Well, you never made a bad call at lead, right?
Oh, right.
Or second, I should say.
We get to be super judgy up here, too, and it's actually expected. It's called opinion up here. In real life, it's called being judgy. Sebastian Armin trying to... I don't even know where the best role for this is, but probably kind of as good as anything. And Ross will try and hit and roll on top, and then Amos is going to have to try and make a double to get out of this. I would say advantage Whyte. More likely a deuce than definitely not going to be a steal.
Yeah, agreed. If this roll can be made, I think they'll have one chance at a double, and if not, should be an easy deuce. Again, look, I just said easy.
Right?
A deuce.
Well, it would be, and I was going to say, I don't know about you, John, but I think I know how you play the game fairly well. Always drove me nuts to give up a deuce when we never even gave it a shot at anything else. No center guards, and I'm not saying they made a bad call, although I would have thrown the center. But this is a no-stress chance at a bit of a cheesy deuce for Team Whyte.
100%.
I'm not going to kill anything. See, remember what I said before? I'm almost always wrong. Hello.
You could see the shock looks in the booth right now.
That wasn't very close and not overthrown by any means. I don't know if they misread the spot or if Duncan just really, really got that set back.
I've noticed the hits run a little, even the board waiters run a little straighter than we're used to. Now it's been a while since I've been in a Grand Slam, but it's yeah, a little surprising.
I think that's accurate though, Johnny. I think that's been the miss, heavy and wide. And by the way, this is still a blank a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Pretty close to a triple there. Is there room to hit the inside one thin enough? Oh, he's going to group him that way.
Touch this one first. Out and out.
So, John, have you noticed any different? This is your first, like you said, curling group slam, but you've played in, I'm going to guess 62 slams.
Yeah, you're close. I think it's just a little more. It's like,
is it?
It's close to like 70. It's hard to believe. It's great that they now have that on the website. You see all your results and the games you played, and I've seen all the losses I've had.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, what a neat feature, and you know what? Just seeing the excitement and the buzz right now with the curling group, and getting a chance to talk to Nick a bit. It's really exciting. I mean, other than the other stuff that's happened this week, we are just so happy to be here playing.
We're going to ignore that other stuff. We
don't want to talk about it.
It's just going to go away.
Yeah, but it is. Other than that, it's really exciting to be back.
Nice double there by Robin, and rolls over in front. So Amos needs to hit and roll. I mean, you could nose it, but hit and roll somewhere where there'll probably be a double. And the one question, my social media is blowing up here now that people know you're up here. They want to know, what song are you singing tomorrow night for the Grand Slam of Karaoke? What is happening here?
Okay, a little fresh, a little underthrown. Very confused right now, Amos.
I haven't watched him a ton, but he's a fiery guy, I hear.
Yeah, they both are. I think the three in front of Joel.
Joel's pretty level-headed.
Yeah,
pretty easy
I think you
going.
I think you need to be on this team.
A lot of energy, a lot of fire, which you can relate to that. That's how you play the game. You're never boring out there, John. You must be tired after a game. I always wanted to ask you that.
Yeah,
you're everywhere.
I am everywhere.
You're up, you're down, calling line. You're all over the place. Jackrabbit sweeping.
I don't really hide my emotions, do I? It's tough.
No, you're never too high or too. You don't go very low though. On the high side, I think that's a good thing.
I was thinking, we've changed our karaoke song a million times, but I was thinking, what's that? I've got the magic in me. What do you think?
Nice.
Yeah. Something like that.
And then are you going to change the words in me broom? Or
yeah, I don't.
What do we do there?
Yeah, could get a little awkward.
That would bring the house down. So Joel needs to make the double here. And blank's highly likely again, or a deuce. Those are really the two options here. First look at Mr. Retornaz. Played in his first Olympics in 2006. I think that was his first one. Played against Gushu. Beat Team Gushu. Sounds close.
Oh, nice shot.
Very nice. 82% of the time, I'm right all the time. Here comes the blank.
Nothing's changed.
Right. How many slams have you won, John?
4, 3 at Skip, and one with Wayne Mada.
The legend. His name comes up a lot up here when I'm talking.
As it should.
Right? I heard he was in the building last night. Is that true?
No. Really?
Maybe I misread my text.
Okay, maybe he was. Yeah. Tell you, as a kid growing up, and he was my favorite player, and then you get a chance to play with your idol. It's nothing beats that.
Rich Hart Jr. was in the house last night. Joey Hart was here, and he was saying he was sitting with Mada.
He was.
It would be like Mada to just come and sit and not even tell us he's here, eh? He's looking for an injury. He's trying to get in the lineup.
Well, I heard he can still throw it pretty well. He plays every Tuesday night.
Mine's good.
Nothing's changed.
Says he worries about his stamina now, though. So free draw for Ross Whyte in the first. Always nice. I mean, they get to do it in practice, and Ross did cover the pin in the draw of the button, but that was, I think he threw the out turn to do that. Going the other way, so nice to get a good read on draw 8. John, the 33 minutes, being that you studied under Wayne Mada, it's not a problem for you ever.
Yeah, what did you think of that first game that you called? You're pretty, I think you said warp speed.
Yeah, you had like 14 minutes left or something. I personally, and now that I'm not playing, it's easy to say, and I'm not playing with Mike or Kevin anymore, which we're both on the slower side, I think it's too much time. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. I haven't played, a lot with the clocks over the last couple of years. So, only thing I'm noticing this year on tour is how slow teams are.
It's not even watchable on the stream when it's a regular spiel. Like
I don't know what the answer is, but we've got to find a way that the games are going. I mean, even last week some 3-hour games for 8 ends, 2 hours and 45 minutes, and that's just, you can't do that.
I tried to watch a couple of the McEwen games, and it was like, boys, like there's shots where you're talking for 5 and 6 minutes, and that's just not acceptable in any. And it's not. I'm not singling them out. It was just that was the game I was watching. But so many teams do it. I don't get it. So like we predicted, earning our seats up here in the rafters. Final shot, first end, Ross Whyte. Out turn blank. I think he's going to make this. We're going to put zeros on the board. We're going to talk about our new rule when we come back and ask John's opinion, but we'll be back after a quick break. Nothing. Team Whyte will have the hammer in the second end.
Guardia centrale, vedo il Nara corner, dentro Mess, se ne segue il Nepodan, se ne sdrea la corner. Get some chances, stones and out spots and all. Oggi velocità, Mattia.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually.
Welcome back to the birthday party. The crowd singing happy birthday. I think it's to Second Stone on Team Italy there. I think it's Sebastiano Armans. What was it, 20?
28.
28.
That was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, in dog years. See if Mattia can get this center guard. And John, interested in your thoughts, the new rule we're trying, and I know it's super early, but you did have one situation. The new rule also obviously being, if you haven't tuned in yet, is you can blank one end. Well, you can blank two ends, but if you do in a row, you're going to lose the hammer. So any early thoughts? Probably too early to really know, but what are you thinking, John?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea from a fan perspective, and I understand we're trying to make this game as entertaining as possible for everybody. I think it'll just be, what's too much and how much do we need to change, and, to keep everybody happy. But got us a couple of times this week already, first game, and we had to watch what we were going to do and be careful. But like I said, I love the slams for trying new things and things being adopted eventually. So nothing wrong with doing this right now. What do you think?
Yeah, again, it's hard to say too early. I don't think it's changed a ton, but in your example where you blanked 6 and then going into 7, you're down 1, it's a situation where you're thinking, well, if we can blank, it's pretty good. And the other team's like, if they blank, okay. But this time the other team's like, well, they can't blank. You almost got 4, maybe 5. Like you had them, Jacobs, in some serious heat. I was doing that game, but I don't think it's going to be adamant either way this week. I don't think it's really accomplishing what maybe we thought it might, which would be more aggression. I don't think it's changed the game that way at all. Do you?
Well, no, I agree, and I think the team without hammer is probably going to go maybe a little more defensive then, force the other team to apply pressure, where if the roles were reversed, we didn't have the role, the other team would. I'm not sure. It just seems a little bit one-sided each way so far.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And if we're going to try it, I'd actually like to try no blanks, but that might make it worse. Might make it even more of that. But with the 5-rock rule, I mean, how do you defend against it? How do you try and force the team? If you have to force them, you're probably throwing double centers.
Right, and just look at the first time we just played, and I mean, they were both trying to get some rock position. One was trying to get a deuce, one was trying to get a force or a blank, I guess. But I mean, still, I thought entertaining to watch. Precision.
Yep.
Seen some precise shots be made.
Yeah, that's never going to change, and you're never going to change a team's stripes fully. You can't force let's pick on the old team Botcher because they're not even playing together anymore. You're never going to change that team into an offensive juggernaut. That's just not how they played the game. They're never going to really mix it up. They like to control the hammer, even end score, those types of things. This rule might throw them a wrench or two, though.
Yeah, isn't that fair? I guess it's like other sports where there's some strategic sides. One team plays this way, defense over. I think that's just the beauty of people's philosophy on the game.
Yeah, so with that in mind, maybe it's not really...
Now, are we talking ourselves into something?
Yeah, I hate to use the word fair. It's not my fair. When Skyla, my 8-year-old, says it's not fair, it's not. Life's not supposed to be fair. I don't want to say it's not fair, but that's a good-looking freeze there.
That's a great sweep there.
Yeah, these guys known as one of the best sweeping teams on tour for sure. When Mattia there is your lead and he's going in the house because he's your 3rd best sweeper, you got a good thing going.
Well, I'm the head curling professional at the Granite. We had them come this year and do some training at the Granite, and they had access to the gym, and I think the members were pretty impressed when they watched them in there.
There was some weights moving.
They were, yeah.
Some that had dust on them.
There's some. The members were quite impressed.
Is there room to get low here, though? Maybe didn't get quite buried enough, and see if Duncan can just kind of bump this back, and even if he doesn't kill it. Yeah, maybe these rules forcing offense is kind of singling out certain teams that have learned to play the game a certain way, and I think if we've learned anything this week, we don't want to single out a single team. That's one lesson we've learned, I would hope.
I think. You never know, though.
Still talking about the blank rule, of course.
Yeah.
Trying the double now. How has the ice been, John?
Good. The first game, ultra fast. I mean, for the curling fans watching that play and understand hog to hog, we were getting some 16 twos, threes to the T line. So if you understand that, that's quick. So did the rocks? We're seeing a little more curl, but I think what we're seeing just a little less speed out there now.
So probably good on both sides there. 16's too fast, I think, and yeah, more curl generally. It does get a little bit slower, and you just want a well-thrown rock to be able to make those little chases and bumps and stuff like that. If you can't make those with any accuracy, any confidence, then unforced error there. Then I think the ice is too straight. situation building here, Johnny. What's the next play coming?
I think he's either going to run or he'll probably load up on the one side where the same side as the guard, or his yellow guard, so he can run that in maybe eventually. But it looks like he's going to play the run back.
That's just knowing the team, right? What does John Epping play? I know.
You know. Yeah.
Out-turn freeze and really apply some pressure. All the while saying, I can't wait to throw that corner guard runner for 3. The word's out. I'm not speaking out of school. Everybody knows your MO, Johnny.
They do. It's hard to hide anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. You wouldn't have waved me off. You probably would have went for it.
I would have liked the freeze there. Yep. Especially with the no blank rule. Like now, you play that and it's like, okay, if it goes awry, we maybe can play for the blank here, but you can't do that now.
You're bang on. So, okay. Interesting scenario.
Still has 2 corner guards, but any hit and roll is going to be way behind the tee line. And see how this all plays out. But I always lean the same way as you, John, and that was if it was between offense and defense. I almost always lean to offense. Mostly because I didn't throw last. Load it up. Skip yourself into an ambush, as Ferb used to say.
Yes, you use that line with me a lot.
Yeah. So you can see the challenge here with remembering you can't blank here if you're Whyte. Normally this is probably a blank.
A good little chance for Whyte. I think he's got a lot to roll to. He can roll in front of the red and he can go behind the staggered guards.
I think that might be the best roll, and even the in-betweener where you just tickle the red on the way by so it stays above the tee line. That would be pretty fancy.
And we give a skip full credit for that line call if they make it.
Oh, absolutely. Or we point fingers if they missed it. So like a board waiter here, and Team Scotland's program, and specifically Team Mowat, had the world up in arms about how they throw the rock, and maybe we're doing it wrong, and that's why they're beating us. And just missed the sweep call there. Needed to sweep that. A hair thinner, and that would have been perfect. That's pretty good, don't get me wrong. But you notice their rocks, they can hold them straighter than we can hold our traditional throws, I think is fair to say. Hey, John, with how much spin and how much set they throw it?
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely taking a different path than we are. And, a guy like me at my age, I haven't tried to adopt that, and I think it would take a while for me. Might be too late, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't want to write you off. Like, I mean, how old are you?
41.
So if I judge you by Glenn Howard, you've only got 19 years left. So, yeah, it might be too late. You only got 4 or 5 more Olympic rounds in you.
I am no Wizard of Winter.
Nobody is. But no, in all seriousness, it's... and
we have noticed that. We've noticed how straight it is out wide. That has been one thing. You can, even with a control weight, you can almost take inside middle, and the guys can hold it right down the sheet. So what I'm saying is figure that out by now.
Yeah, it's fair, right? I mean, don't continue to make the same mistakes. And now a free come around.
A good coach would have told them that.
Secretly, cheatingly from the bench, right? Fry's definitely trying to cheat down there. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. He invented that.
It is nice that all 3 of us are somewhat around here right now.
Yeah.
I thought I got through you.
Brings back great memories.
So free draw for Robin, soon to be a dad, I hear.
Yeah, how exciting is that?
We're on lane. Line's good.
Weight looks good. Line looks pretty good. Again, it's hard. I mean, every team out here is one of the best sweeping teams in the world, it seems now.
It's insane how strong everybody is. And great judge. Just the way the game's changed the last 10 years it's fun to be part of it.
That's in there pretty good. Splitting the rings, or are you chasing that? The other thing I remember about Team Whyte back in Penticton when I didn't really know who they were yet. I mean, I'd heard of them and seen they were coming up the ranks, but the front end there, Ewan and Duncan do you remember the contest they had? It was a race to 100 stone, which I think is about 220 pounds. They were trying to bulk up, not just eating cheeseburgers like we used to do it and drinking double rums. They were bulking up in the gym, and it was like a contest, the first to 100 stone. So I could get to that, but I wouldn't look like those guys.
Yeah, well, you can try now if you want. See how that goes.
I don't even have to try now. I'm on my way. What do you like here, John? Would you split the rings? Amos kind of suggested a guard. That's my least favorite.
Yeah, I think you're playing with fire. I think the splitting the rings is great.
The chase looks too hard to me. Barely have a piece of it, and
if you miss it, it's an auto deuce.
Yeah.
I guess if he misses this, it's 2. This is just a made shot. Whatever you're going to play here,
time to make one.
You better make it.
Yeah, if you want options in terms of tolerance, don't skip. Very rare that you're in the hack, I would think, John, as a skip, thinking, as long as I'm not this.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
And even now at this level as a front-end player, it used to be, it happened a lot. You know, as long as I don't really sewer the back end here, we got a good chance of winning the game, but that's not good enough anymore.
No, and I think that goes back to how we're seeing the game change. Everybody is just so good right now. Seeing the shots that you're protecting against is, you'd be 50-50 if the guys made it back on lane. Now it's for fun. Like it's 95%.
Yeah, the run back sticks and stuff like that, right? That we're so worried about because they just are made so much. Does this go far enough to leave a double? Not quite. No double this time, but hit and roll to set up a double next time.
Roll to here, he has to roll back again. It should leave you a double for.
No.
You just write it down, wait then.
Do you speak Scottish?
Go for it. I think sticking around is the main thing, right?
I usually just nod when I talk to them.
These guys aren't too bad. Hammy's the hardest.
Yeah, Hammy. Oh, and if you ever have a couple of drinks with them,
yeah, it gets harder, right?
Yeah, or your make I think this gives us.
I mean, the key is they just have to roll somewhere where they think they're going to have a double on the next one after draw throws.
11-5 at that.
I think Robin's right. If we roll this one, it should roll lower than the red one. If we play like just a soft board weight or something, and it rolls over there, stays shot, and then if they roll back, it should definitely be lower again. So there has to be a double. Gushu making a late charge for the playoffs in an update. That's the game that Tyler George and John Cullen, the A team, are covering. Up 3-0, but playing for entry fee.
That was always the worst. Too much pressure on that.
I know, that sucked paying entry, eh? It happened from time to time. So that's looks like ice for these guys for probably like a board weight.
Clean.
That's not where I'd want to see it for board weight, but that's a different story.
Clean, close. Clean.
If he nosed it, it wouldn't be the worst. The roll one rock is the worst, I think. Did they lose it?
Oh, Joel's got a decision to make.
Ooh, how good are you feeling about drawing to an inch? Yeah, not what he wanted. All we got to do is put one on this GSOC logo, and if it's anywhere not on there, he's got a bit of room behind the T-line because they're so spread out. Cannot be T-line or higher, though.
See, in my day, I just throw this close and then put the pressure on you, Langer.
Right. This is the one time when the pressure is on the sweepers.
You just wanted to see either heavy or light, where you knew it was either go or whoa.
Right. So chance for a force, no real danger. Ross is, within centimeters of making that perfect. If that stays shot, he's going to have a double for 2. And now, Joel Retornaz is going to try and split the house. Same as his first one. Hope the speed's the same. That one looked a little lighter.
Yeah, it didn't look like he added much. This looks like a sweep.
This is impressive if this goes behind the T line.
I think, yeah.
What's Mattia doing back there? This is huge trouble. This might be an open hit for...
I think you're just going to want to get this second shot and then stop.
That's not even fair that got there.
Taking this on, I assume.
Oh, yeah. These guys are too good not to. It's just a question of how hard do you throw it. In the olden days, if it was a double, it's like, peel!
Yeah.
Now they might just throw like a normal or control to really work it with the sweeping. I think you give this a go, don't you, John?
Yeah, early days, a chance for 3.
Against the top team, yeah, and a steal is disappointing, but it's down 1 with playing the third end. Up 3 is, not that this wins you the game, but it's pretty close when these guys are this good. It's hard to come back from 3 down. Final shot in the second end, Ross Whyte. Difficult attempt, but big reward. Double for 3.
I'm throwing it too hard.
I like the weight choice. It's up to the line call now. How's it sound? Oh, missed the call, but gonna get a deuce. Well thrown, just kind of misread a little bit, but 2-0 for Team Whyte, putting a deuce on the board in the second. We will be right back after this for the third end action.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
Bullshit, I can probably sweep it to try and hit that, but got a bit safe on it. Do you want to see this turn or?
Exciting finish, stressful end for Team Retornaz. Probably feeling a little bit fortunate. They only gave up 2. And if you're Team Whyte, you know, you're happy to take the deuce. That scoreboard says 2-2, but I don't think that's right. What's the score, John?
It is 2-0.
Okay, good. I thought I had a bit of a stroke. 2-0 Whyte. Team Retornaz with the hammer, and not that there's been a ton of misses, but so far, Team Retornaz doesn't look super sharp. Amos with a couple of uncharacteristic misses, and haven't had any pressure on Team Whyte, but they also haven't had the hammer. Let's see how they do with last rock here.
I don't remember a steal or 2 in the first.
I expect a pretty hard end for the deuce.
It's like throwing the corner guard. And how do you defend against the 5-rock rule here? So you're up to throw a tight center, which I like. They throw a corner. What are your options on the next one, John?
I mean, top 4, or what I'm seeing more and more is a little choking that corner guard that's going to be thrown. So somewhere between the yellow center and the red corner.
Yeah, kind of an off-center, halfway higher guard, eh? Kind of make it a bit messy.
Yeah, and leave that center rock available to run back if you need to.
Ross going the traditional, going to go around, I think. Or you could go just straight double centers too. If it's a nice high center right on the center line, it kind of chokes the corner guard draw anyway because there's so much curl.
Yeah, and that's fair, and that's why I've always been one to want to go a little bit wider with my corner guards.
Yep.
Make sure you always have access to it.
Top 12.
Playing the straight come around, but I think Ewan may have pinched this one a little. Looks a little light.
Line's gotta go. Line's got to go.
Gonna go for everything here, but again, sweeping masterclass.
See what Joel does here, either corner freeze or come around the corner.
And without talking about the brooms, John, what is your thought in terms of how far can these 2 front ends drag a stone, a draw shot?
No, and that's, I mean, a lot will depend on the way they throw it too, and the fall through, the decel. And
Joel's rock there, if they didn't sweep that at all, if they just slid beside it, where does it stop?
Good question. I mean, my guess is probably, what do you think, 9 feet, 7 to 9 feet? Is that fair? Do you think it's more?
It looks way short of the house. I think if they don't touch it at all, it stops as a halfway guard.
Yeah. So
I'm just thinking it's gonna start showing.
Double guns. That's showing confidence in the run back, and yeah, because they're so good at the run back, you can't go around again. This is what you were talking about, John. Back in the day, it's like, dummies, we're already buried. Now we're going to go around again. You're going to half rock the run back. That doesn't happen anymore.
Absolutely how it happened. You just drew it up perfectly from 10 years ago. 15.
Why do you think people thought I was a good second? I could make the run back 2 out of 3 times instead of 1 out of 3. And that might be friendly, but.
Line feels close.
Just past your brush.
Interesting to see if Team Retornaz goes to a chip shot on the middle one and rolls behind the corner. All these shots that we didn't even really ever play, even 10 years ago, the 5-rock rule has, much like all the rule changes we've made over the years, it's just made players better because you have to be.
You do. Can't hide anybody anywhere anymore.
But if you're going to hide them, it's at second.
Always has been.
If you're trying, it always has been.
Crazy. Out.
Trying the double and roll here. Probably going to play this not super hard because doesn't want to kill those side corner guard. He threw him there for a reason.
A lot of pressure on the seconds here, actually. This contact needs to be made coming back, right? That's.
Never mind. He's bringing the 6-second PO.
Oh, nice shot there.
Very nice.
That's a bit of an end changer.
Just looks so easy, but it's not. At least for me. I mean, you're still out there, so that means that you make those all the time too. Well,
I appreciate
that.
You
need to.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Trying to get right around everything to the yellow.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, Ross Whyte's coming around to center guard and probably not in a great position right now. Like advantage to Retornaz and wow, big change here to double peel in the corners.
His worry there, as you heard, Ross, was that if we draw it and it's in the hole, you're going to leave a hit and roll because there's a hole between the red center and the yellow one on the WFG logo. So if there wasn't there, I think the draw is an automatic call. Switching to semi-defense here.
Looked like he put that out just a little.
You want that yellow to be usable. That's fair enough.
Both yellows now can be run back if Joel gets one in there. It's really important not to what we call stagger the two yellows.
So we saw Sebastiano's fastball. Let's see how his curveball is. A little knuckleball draw in there. Where do you want this one, John? They're talking about getting it to over curl, similar to Ross. Now going through the hole and hitting it will roll open, but wants it behind that yellow almost.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Top 4? How deep?
My guess would be top 8, right on the end of the D, the Grand Slam that we're going to look at. And once you know what's by, I would start curling it.
You would start juke. Is that what they say? Juke?
And I'd probably run out and start curling.
Well, you would.
Yeah.
You got to have your best sweeper out there.
You're going to want to get this deep. It's looking heavy.
Switch to straight and go for distance. Okay.
Game on.
Line was good. Just, yeah, that's too far for sure.
I threw a 15-1 around the corner, right?
The other sweeping question is how much does it slow it down when you carve it like that?
Yeah, that's one. That's one I'm not too sure. Well, I don't think either of these teams do that little side swipe thing to slow the rock down.
No, we should get a bunch of curlers together and sign a petition that stops that. You might actually get 100% agreement on that one.
Just let it work.
This one looks pretty heavy, Johnny.
Definitely compared to that last one.
Try and touch it and light shot. Keep going. Straight sweep down.
Great sweep there by Duncan. If that's... I think if he doesn't sweep that on the carve, that just sails by and they're drawn to like 2.
I agree, and what a great chance now for Team Retornaz.
And what's the play here, John?
Yeah, I think it's early to go. You don't want to go much deeper now. I think we're looking for something top 4 at best. I don't even think you need to be shot, but it looks like playing. Oh, maybe are they playing a little chase and roll to the wing? Is that?
Looks like it. These were the shots they made look ridiculously easy last year. Like he can't. Not only can you not see a piece, it's overburied by more than half a rock.
No, this is made. Are you gonna force Ross back into that draw though? That he can
probably. Because he knows eventually you're gonna play it, so it's hard to leave it. It's not gonna get right to the nose. Now it's back button and asks for draw. I'm with you, John. I like the draw there. That was a pretty tough shot.
And you're going to give Robin back-to-back chances to make the draw. I mean, you got to like his chances here, don't you?
I do, yeah. Needs to take 5, 6, 7 feet off, and Is this the ice where this is kind of the fourth one down the path? Does this get a little bit faster each time?
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing that in the draw of the button for sure. It's hitting its kind of max pace, but
And a little bit straighter.
Yep.
Hard, boys.
This looks really good.
Hard.
Looks like it's moving in slow
Jesus,
motion.
yeah, it is.
Third shot. Usable through the hole with the out turn, but nervous times.
Getting anything just half under. You might be forced just to go right to your own, actually.
I like the throw at the hand. I thought it was
He almost wants to talk about it. Yeah, anything just past it is it's kind of the gut reaction. Then they come through the hole and it just chisels off that right to the button.
Right, and if you show too much of this on the half round, you're going to kind of leave him that. It's still tough a triple, but you got to like your chances if Ross Whyte's throwing it.
Watching Coach Fry for secret signals. Don't want to burn a timeout this early.
What do you think his heart level is right now?
His heart level is constantly 180. He's all gas and no brakes, John. I don't hate that. I do hate that call. They're just going to whip around it.
Yeah, I like the final decision, Langer. What do you think?
That's the only one I see that I like the result of. Right to the button.
I'm really getting though why you want to be here right now. See, it's hard not to watch all the games across the sheet.
I know.
It's great curling out here.
Still tickets left for the weekend, although they are expecting a lot of action. There was a Ticketmaster glitch, Johnny, where it said sold out. It's not sold out yet.
So let's go. Get everybody here down to the Jackpot City Lounge.
Grab your Team Epping jersey and grab yourself a ticket and come down tonight to watch him play for his playoff life against Team Hostley. That's who we play.
That's who we play. We're excited. Big group coming down tonight, and we can't wait.
Head to Jackpot City Lounge behind John's game tonight, and I promise you'll be on Sportsnet. This looks
That's
good.
right. Oh, this is a great shot. I love that.
Just like that.
I love that. Oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling too. You have to play through the hole, out turn, try and get to the nose.
Are we?
I think you are.
It does not. That cannot look fun from the hack because it doesn't look fun on the screen right here.
There's the hack view.
So I mean, you can just freeze back to exactly what they did. I know Retornaz is still going to sit too, but are we okay with just a deuce right now? That's,
oh yeah.
You know
are we negotiating?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, where do I sign?
Yeah. Can we just walk away and start the next end?
For sure, for sure. If he makes that out turn through the hole, you're going to have him forced probably.
Right.
But man, is that, yeah, like you said, that looks...
Just chisel that open and leave him a little hit and roll or another draw in there. My goodness.
Then you negotiate and give him 3 or 4.
Right.
I actually think the easiest shot, as much as it's not easiest, if you get through that hole with T-line back 4 weight, I think it gets to the nose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does for sure. Probably can play either turn to tap it in.
You could play the in-turn, I think, yeah. Get close to the guard. Maybe a little bit more room for error, because if you're high, you bump it in for third shot, and then you stay in a good spot. So huge pressure shot for Ross Whyte. Staring down the barrel of 2, 3, 4. Haven't really seen this path either. Have the in-between paths been difficult, John? Sometimes that can be in a slam, but I think because it's a little straighter, a little faster this week, it hasn't been as big of an issue.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely hasn't been a step. We're seeing it pretty good going towards the wings in the middle paths, where generally we see a little more crisp, a little more freshness.
Back 12, back line. That's no good. That's too hard. You gotta carve this all day.
Right to it. Oh, this looks great. That's a shot.
See, I told you it's easy. Like, how do you beat that?
just to understand how difficult that curling shot is. That's.
You're watching from your curling club. There's nobody at your curling club that makes that shot. Unless you're at Ross Whyte's curling club in Scotland, which I don't think you are. So now what? Corner freeze and load it up? Epping style?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, I taught them all.
Yeah, right? They grew up idolizing you.
Yeah,
the number of people I've heard say that, it's sickening.
Yeah, I know. Makes you want to throw up in your mouth, doesn't it?
Right? Well, we grew up in a province where there really was nobody to look up to. Nobody was very good.
Imagine a provincial championship with Ed Wernick, Wayne Madaw, Russ Howard, and
Pete Stesky.
and Mike Harris and Pete Stesky. Yes.
We talked about that last night. So I think he is playing the freeze. Yeah, Mike Harris won an Olympic trials before he got to go to a Brier.
That's just scary.
Because of those guys you just mentioned. So I want to lock this right on the corner. Even if it's a little short, it just needs to be usable. And I think Ross will have to... Will he just play the same shot again? I think he's going to have to guard it.
Big thing is here, you got to leave this open enough that you can make that. That's a pretty good spot. I know it's not frozen, but
I mean, good enough.
Does Ross Whyte come through the hole and play a little chip with you know? I don't know. I don't think he can push. You don't want to push that red out into the open and leave an old in off that white red.
That's for sure. So that slash is for how many?
I'm gonna guess 3.
Yeah, it probably clips the back one, right? Could just play the same shot, Ross.
This is his only shot. I'm kind of seeing just straight guard this.
That's what I'm leaning to.
And Ross is saying, like you alluded to earlier, but he'll just hit it dead perfect and make it for 3 that way.
Yeah. It's very much there for 4, but yeah, like as long as it's long, we're.
Yeah, I was leaning towards long guard was my first instinct, but it's not easy because you can't leave a hole, and it's.
I think that's what they're going to end up with, though.
Yeah, I think they'll go around a bunch of shots and they'll end up with the high guard. And we all know what Joel will play.
He's going to have no choice. It's going to be kind of free rolling a little bit. If you mishit it into that top yellow and it comes straight back, it could be.
Yeah, fair.
That's the other shot. I was going to say he's not going to ever talk about that nose run double, is he? And it's he is.
I wasn't going to bring it up because I thought I'm going to sound like
I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Now he's looking at it.
If I was playing a video game, this is what I'd play.
If there were no consequences.
Let's make sure we cover the high side of this.
I think, yeah, they're going to end up with the guard. You don't want to waste too much time here. Not waste. You don't want to use too much time here either. It's a big situation, though. A force here versus a 3 is a big difference in this game.
Yeah, force here by Whyte. Just big control.
Just higher than that.
Would almost guarantee you a lead to like the 6th end or something, unless something crazy happens.
So that's ice for the high guard. They want it high because they know it's probably coming back. The longer the distance is between the two, the more perfect you have to hit the first one.
Quite a lot of ice, but we're thinking we can't be an inside.
So Ross Whyte's last stone of the 3rd end, gonna try and guard it up and hold Team Retornaz to 1. I don't think this is wide enough that speed's a real concern.
Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't seen much of that this week.
No line's good.
Just notice the wider you get, though, it can run pretty straight. There's a little shelf out there.
Clean.
I think this will slow down. Love for it to stop that high.
Carl. Whoa.
Okay, are we going to see a shot of the week candidate here? I think you're giving it a go.
Probably your easiest way to make this something somewhat hard.
Yeah.
Where you can control a little bit, with the broom, you got to curl it a bit or hold it straight, but
it's not a peel weight shot, is your point, hey?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either. Maybe even like a normal or a hard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a hard normal. Yeah, that's. That's what I've noticed this week too. Is just that up norm. You can still get the rock going a bit if you need to curl it.
But you'll be able to hold it dead straight.
Exactly.
Yeah. So final stone here. Well, Retornaz.
The old simple, right on the nose.
Yeah, just hit it on the nose. Got the weight right. Just a little back. They're going straight. Sounds perfect.
Oh, what a great shot.
Hell of a shot for two. And we're in for a curling game, folks. We got a 2-2 tie. I got to run out for a second. John's going to bring you back for the third end in a minute.
I think so, yeah, we kind of know that line. We think that 7 Robins didn't like the throw.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Yeah, like a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Slide.
Shot, Joel.
Yes.
Feels like a bit of a result.
Linea buona. Linea buona.
Welcome back to the Sleeman Center's Masters Grand Slam. John Epping here. I was with Brent Lang. He left me. I don't know if he's quit on me and like this guy sucks in the booth or not, but hopefully he's coming back. 2-2 tie, heading to the fourth end. Retornaz, Whyte with the hammer. Center guard thrown by Retornaz. No surprise here with Ross Whyte throwing the corner guard. The old stoppage at the hog line by the sweepers. That's a bit of an error. It's actually twice, a couple times we've seen that rock slide into the rings. Wondering if that's shocking them. Could be a rock or an attachment issue. Langer's back. I was worried you'd left me. I thought, do I really suck at this?
I'm seriously considering wearing adult diapers.
Must really suck at night to not get like a full night's sleep.
Oh, when you get to my age, John. Good hit and roll there. Let's see, I assume they called, Team Whyte called the corner guard. It slipped in the rings.
Corner this side again.
Well, and it's funny. I was just saying that's the second time that rock has slid in. Do you think, kind of didn't look really worried. What do you saw it in the first end, saw it that end. Trying to make excuses for the leads for you.
I made a career of that. Got to protect your teammates' confidence at all costs.
Pretty aggressive call here. Another corner guard.
Love it. You protect your teammates' confidence to their face and behind their back. You're like, what is he doing? Right? You ever heard that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the team chat where all of a sudden breaks off into 2 guys or 3 guys, and you're like, how many of these are going without me?
Yeah, fair.
None, of course, right? Is the answer?
Well, you don't want to hear. You got to make sure you hear from your teammates a few times a week. If you're not hearing from them, things get scary.
Yeah, they're talking.
Yeah, must have happened a lot. It happened obviously a lot this year, as we've seen.
Oh yeah. Oh, just to get those text chains, and those phone calls, that would be some good TV. They're coming around again. I thought they might consider going another center. Who's got the hammer? Yeah, Whyte's got the hammer, so This center guard's coming back, isn't it, John?
I would think so. Yeah, you know what? You can see enough for that red guard, or red rock in the top of the 8 foot. It'd be interesting to see if he's going to try the little board weight, control weight. No, he's trying the runner. Crazy. That's crazy.
Just a different game than we grew up with, right?
Oh, yeah. Team Gushu's alive over there. Do you see that?
Oh, just rocking shots now. Too little, too late. But
they're playing freely.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Couple of corners.
Killed one of the Reds and coming in, or are you guarding? They're guarding and probably going to see another run back. And Team Retornaz, they know they're the Olympic team? I don't think officially, or do they officially?
You know what? That's something I haven't asked Fry.
They have, like, the country has all their spots. As the host country, they're guaranteed spots.
My understanding, the way they're talking, I think that is a for sure thing.
Yeah, and it's kind of in their hometown too, isn't it? Isn't that where they're from? A couple of them? Mountain men? They look like mountain men to me.
Why did they pick curling? Why didn't they pick a sport with more money?
No, I didn't want to be rude, but I'm like, Amos, are you not good at anything else? Looks like he could play on the Olympic volleyball team. Nah, there's no money in that either.
Yeah.
Maybe in Italy there is.
I feel like he could just stand at the net and just hit the ball. You don't have to jump.
Right. We're going to see another run back here from Duncan McFadden. One of the things that's interesting, and I know I joked with you I was going to throw Fry under the bus, but I do disagree with him here. He is advocating that these guys are not able to play mixed doubles and men's. And I get what he's saying.
Right.
Selfishly, from the men's team perspective, is it better or is it worse? There's arguments for both. But Amos is the reigning Olympic gold medalist in mixed doubles. There's a ton of money involved. And it's a home Olympics, and I don't know. But I don't know if that's final or not. What do you think of that, John?
Yeah, you know what? That's a tough one. The guy sweeps back to. I mean, it'd be interesting to see that. You know, if they played doubles before, then they played the 4-person. Maybe you put Amos in the house just from a sweeping standpoint. I don't know, because you got to protect that side of it. I know us me going to the trials. The guys, we didn't talk too much about, but I was going to sweep if we happened to be fortunate enough to win. I would have swept, but then I'm going back into the house, and I wouldn't have that side of it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's up to each. I like it up to the team in deciding, and it's hard to say though. There's pros and cons, and Canada for the first time ever is allowing athletes to play both. I just always go back to, I mean, if it worked for Matt Hamilton, come on, it must be magic. Sorry, Muzzy, I know you're not probably listening, but if you are.
Exactly, and it's a chance to play in the Olympics twice in 2 disciplines. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Guard didn't quite curl enough, and Robin able to chase it. Don't think he's going to get the roll. Oh, he is going to get the roll.
Get this out of the house, no. Thinking now somebody's scoring this end.
More than likely. 3 guards and a little bit awkward, like the draw. Where's the draw path? A little wider, I guess, but nothing crazy. Everything's going to be behind the tee line. So the next shot's probably going to be an offensive shot for Team Whyte. Maybe a draw. I've noticed, did you see, John, in the kind of the catwalk around here, there's some video boards with some of the athletes, and it says like their height, and they've got them in next to like the tape and everything, and everybody's lying, but it's pretty cool to see. Everybody's adding 2 to 3 inches.
I didn't know that. Why wouldn't you?
How tall's Reed? Oh, a little wreck and roll. That's an
tall's
unforced.
Reed. I would say 5'10".
Yeah, that's what it said.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong.
It's an error.
That's a big error, right? That's not wasn't a super hard chase, and it's not like you needed to get close to the guard. So as I said, the next shot's going to be offensive. I didn't think it was going to be a shot to lie to.
You're really good at this.
Oh, just so good. 50% of the time, I'm right all the time. Top 8 foot, dead buried. Probably a pretty good spot, hey?
If you could walk her down.
Right on the Grand Slam of Curling logo. You got any GSOC or curling group swag yet?
I haven't. I have to go into the go in and take a look. This is it's pretty awesome. I've seen it. People wearing it. Been a little busy.
Yeah, no, I get it. Competing first. I think that's wise.
Exactly.
Priorities. This has got to slow down and curl. Little deep, but looks like it's dead buried. This is where they'll consider playing the run back, which again, this is not a shot that most teams play 5 years ago even.
No.
If you don't play it though, you're giving up 2. You hit the open one, they're gonna hit, there's gonna be no doubles and 2 yellow. Doesn't look like there's a hole between those yellows from that angle where that guard is, John.
No, on the angle it's coming back on, you got to think that you're going to make contact with. I like his chance at making contact with something. I think if anything, you want to plant it on the back one.
That would be best.
Open up the top one, and then where does Ross go then to not leave you a double one?
Maybe you have to make a perfect freeze. Retornaz, perfect view there. That's Matia's look at line calling. A lot of pressure because he threw it perfect.
Oh, they went for that one.
That's shot, I think.
Great shot.
Yeah, Robin confirms. So
do you don't go top 8 back to where you were before, or do you don't?
You could.
Behind that red guard. What does Joel do if you do that?
You go top 8 buried.
Around the red.
Joel probably noses this left one and leaves you a double for 2. I don't hate it.
Just hitting and rolling a perfect spot looks tough to me right now, but
I just think it's harder for us to place a perfect one here and not leave him a slip double back.
Yeah, and that's what Ross is just saying now. Is it's hard to hit and roll, and I think that's the shot I would go with.
Yeah, Red Rock's in a great double spot for anything that's in the 4-foot to lie 2. So that's it for you, though. You're allowed to tell them what to do once, and then you're not allowed to do it again from the commentating booth. So
okay.
you pushed your talk to player button.
Oh.
Yeah, you can only do that once.
Okay.
Yeah. This will be interesting to see. What do you think Retornaz will do?
I think he's going to be. I think he's probably forced into the little run back and trying to make it so that it's a tough deal.
The one in the house, you mean? Right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, the one. My apologies. The one in the house.
I think so too.
I really like this call.
This is a good call.
I think Retornaz is hoping that he's going to be able to see a little bit of this where he can kind of chase and maybe roll to the back yellow one.
First, you hope Ross falls. That doesn't happen much. You never hope for a pick.
Line's good.
But anything.
His feel is just so impressive for somebody his age, too.
His demeanor's pretty hard. He looks unflappable, too.
Get the weight right.
Let's get the weight right. That's the key to
Looks like it's got to curl a bit.
Got to go a little.
It's got to curl. You got to curl this.
It's pretty open, but not really going to leave it double by any means. Perfect speed. If that was dead buried, yeah. Still, though, what else? Can't really hit that.
Can you hit it and come over the top of the red and kind of just push it back about 4 inches, 5 inches? I know it's tough, but
maybe it might pull it a little to the left away from the back one, but
just don't know how Ross isn't going to have a pretty reasonable chance for 2. Kind of lean into Amos' shot.
Yeah, hit and roll, maybe.
Yeah, and even if you can roll it a little bit on the highs, even roll a bit past the red, just on the corner of it, so it lines up. I know that's too much pressure on the third, but
no, but that's your best shot, right? There is a hit and roll where you could line it up on the back when there'll be no shot for 2. That's the only shot you know for sure he's not going to have a shot for 2, so why not give it a shot? Jamming on the back is irrelevant. So let me see if I can draw this out for you.
I was going to say, I can't wait to watch you do this.
Oh yeah, hit, roll right. Oh yeah, circular roll right around
that was
there.
perfect.
And then this would line up so there's no double. Anything but, and there's going to be a nose double for 2. But the overroll is always going to leave you more options, I think.
Agreed.
Like by a couple of inches. The other thing is if it goes thin, what John was saying is maybe you could roll and just kind of bump this one up a bit and then spin on top and end up with the same lineup. We talked this is a game of precision. Well, it doesn't get much more precise than this. And to do it with a hit and roll. The final stone for Team Retornaz here in the 4th end.
The kind of ices, I'm thinking of a hack to a board.
Yeah, I think that's the weight.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's pretty good.
Looks really good.
Oh, did they hit it early too much? I think we're going to my shot now. Aye.
Yeah, just mismanaged a little bit. I mean, super tough shot, and now that hit and roll that Ross was going to play on his first, he's got it now for 2. And it doesn't matter where he rolls to, so chance for another deuce for Team Whyte. Yeah, kind of swept that one early, John, as you mentioned, and that's the downside of being too strong. Like, if that was me, we'd probably still make it because I can't affect it that much early. A long-lost word in curling is the word clean. Especially early, when you throw it as good as these guys with that extra spin, it's never really going to take off. So,
yeah, how do you teach that? You don't always have to sweep the rock.
It's not a requirement, even though we can make it go both ways now.
Sometimes it can just take its natural path.
Yeah, especially everything these guys throw is so close. So final stone here, shot for 2. Said 13, which is probably about a light hack weight.
A little bigger set than he has, but he
yeah,
yells clean early.
Yeah, there it is. This has got to finish big time.
Hard, Carl. Hard. Really got to go.
This has really got to go. Mattia's excited.
That's an error. Little too.
Looked like a more set than he wanted. Well, more set for that ice for sure. And that's a mystery force for the Italian Stallions. And we've got a 3-2 lead going into the break for Team Whyte. Team Retornaz will have the hammer in the 5th end when we come back. We'll be right back after this.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more. peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the WFG Masters and an interesting first half of the game. You know, lots of great shots. I'm Brent Lang, joined by John Epping, and John, an uncharacteristic miss there by Ross Whyte for 2. Set it up, kind of played it perfect, and then just missed the extra point there.
It's shocking coming from, you get so used to making everything. So when you see something like that, you're left with your jaw down at the floor. To me, it just looked like maybe a bit of a bigger set than he usually gives, and maybe looked like a firm hack instead of something just through the house.
In any event, we've got a 3-2 score and a big break for Team Retornaz. Can they capitalize on that? That's when Coach Fry came out and said, okay, boys, that's a break. Let's take advantage. Let's put a deuce on the board next end. And they're going around, which usually tells me they're okay with a blank. They didn't want to see double centers here, and that's... I love to see the corner guard, but you have to not understand, but you have to be willing to accept that the other team might throw double centers, especially, second half of the game when they'd really love to force you here and have hammer and 6. Does that cross your mind when you're making the decision to come around or throw a corner guard here, John?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess, though, are you thinking differently now with the double blank?
Kind of, yeah.
Because then I guess you're kind of forced into, you'd be forced the next end. It happened to us last night.
At least,
but you would have played free, but you probably would have went hard anyways in 6.
In 6, yeah, you're forced in 6, which isn't a big challenge. Blanking 6 kind of accidentally, and then, having to get after it in 7 might be a different story, but. So the original Grand Slam of Karaoke champion, Tia Giovanella, and he, I don't know which he likes more, curling or singing. He practices and he's into it. He's actually really good too. Plus he's
Fun
Italian.
fact, and he's really good at chess.
Is he?
Him and I played chess at the Granite Club, and I hadn't played in a long time, but that's no excuse. He clobbered me. He's good.
Nice. You a chess master?
Me? No.
Okay. I've been bragging up your bowling skills lately, though.
Oh, now we went bowling, and actually went bowling in mid-December with the guys, and they hadn't seen me in action. It's been a while since I had played 5-pin bowling, but I said, I think I'll just get a couple of strikes probably in the first game. I think I had 6 strikes in the first game.
See?
They weren't...
they didn't love that?
Yeah, they did not love that.
Yeah. Well, because John Cullen went out bowling, and I was saying on air last night all night that it was with Jacobs and Holman, but it was Jacobs and Team Laws. They went bowling, and I'm like, you're taking the wrong team. He's like, no, Jacobs is pretty good. I said, no. Epping's the bowler on tour.
Did a little 5-pin in my day. Actually, I had to give up the sport because it wasn't good. Curling and bowling don't go together, the technical side, and I was a better bowler than a curler when I quit bowling.
Yeah, no, it's a little different, eh? I love the people that say you'd be good at bowling because you curl, and it's like, yeah, it's exactly the same.
Little miscue there.
Big one, actually, yeah, advantage, and this is, again, a chance where I think you and I would lean towards just freeze another one on there.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
What do we say? Load them up.
Yeah, load it up. No real bail shots for Team Whyte either. Those guards being hooked, that could prove to be an expensive miss. They're probably still going to have to come around and freeze on the outturn on the yellow one, hey?
Yeah, or around everything, but I'm thinking with you.
So see if the birthday boy can lock one on here. Needs to be a little high. This is where Joel threw this shot. They know this path. They audibling here?
Yeah. I think they're going around everything. Oh, no, they're happy.
It's got a curl. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I would have taken the audible there a little bit earlier, and
maybe they could have just carved that and been fine.
True.
I think they were worried about it over curling. Maybe just misjudged the weight. Thought it was good, and it wasn't. Now the double is there, I think.
Yeah, or even chance to roll. You could also roll right on top too again.
Looks really bad from the hack, though. Don't want to miss this one wide.
9.5, 10. Try and kill this. Quanta que na?
You can make that, but you might leave them the in-off back in onto the red-yellow. So interesting to see where this shooter goes.
He said 9.5, 10, which won't roll super far. I agree, John.
9. Yep.
Ended up with a 9, though. Accidentally threw the right weight, maybe.
Hard. Hard.
I would want to be getting this yellow way over there. Yeah.
How's that?
Absolutely perfect.
These are the kinds of guys you got to beat, eh?
Not for long.
Just give me a few more wins there, curling gods.
So they're looking at the double peel. Do you ever chase? Do you ever chase this yellow and roll a wing wide?
If you can, which you totally can. I like that.
Where I guess was Joel worried that they'll come around everything? Is that?
Yeah, I think so, and probably thinking blank now. Is this lined up to get the side one? This will come at 207 miles an hour.
With easy power too.
Oh, for sure.
I'd be, trying not to fall and hurt myself.
Sebastiano was the mixed doubles team when Jen and I were at the Worlds a couple of years ago, and they weren't in our pool, thankfully. They never found their way to us. That's not ideal. That's not bad. I mean, opens up shot rock, and the red one's still buried second shot. Ross really has no choice. Kind of got to freeze on that red.
Freeze on that red, or a little round.
Could go around.
Could go around. I was wondering if you just go around everything right to the button.
Yeah, you definitely could. Robin Bryden here. Top 12. Don't want to over curl. If you curl right to the nose, they will probably hit and roll wide. So need to keep this one out there. I think they got a line problem here.
Really over curling. Whoa.
Yeah, they got a big line problem here.
No.
Trying to curl it into the guard. Light, little tight. Now you got to play the chase, don't you?
I think so.
But then if you're white, you kind of got to go around.
Joel's always got right now that yellow on the wide side there to come in off of if Ross is ever too deep.
Okay.
When are we going to get to see Fry in action?
Oh, well, he's
standing
coaching right now, so why call a timeout when I can just talk to my players during the end? That's not allowed.
He heard us. He's going back.
What is going on back there? He's a hazard. God love him.
Oh, one of my faves.
Always enjoy people where you never have to wonder what they're thinking. And he is that in spades.
Yeah.
Here comes the heat. Trying to run this in the side, or what are we doing? What are we up to here? Oh.
That's a curling shot.
Exactly what they were trying.
I got it.
And even if it wasn't, you keep those hands in the air so the statisticians give you a perfect score on that.
That's definitely a 4 out of 4. They're right in front of us, so we've been looking over their shoulders all week. That looks complicated. Our job's a lot easier. We just make stuff up. You guys have rules. What do you think, John? Blank?
I would say 85. I was going to say 85%, 86%. Are you a little surprised?
I don't.
He's going around?
I am, yeah.
I mean, they're going to hit the.
They're going to try.
Joel's going to hit the top, try and split. Wow, it's his. You thought I was aggressive.
That corner guard's not a real concern. It's way over there. I would have thought he would have just.
So what this is telling, everybody at home too, and I guess us, is that Whyte doesn't want to see a blank.
Sure doesn't. That's a good-looking shot. Why didn't he do that last time? Though?
That's
when he had a center guard. I don't understand.
14-2.
Really banking on Amos leaving a double here when he hits and rolls in like second and third. Almost tells me he'd rather give up a deuce than let them blank. But that can't be.
10. 10. Hi. Whoa.
Curl a bit.
They overcooked it. That's not going to stay.
9 mezzo.
Oh my.
No, non lascia pa il giro proprio.
Oops, skipper.
9:40 a dire la verità.
Not sure if that was more weight than
Yeah, he made like an intern like stab motion, but I mean, you guys swept it to hold it straight most of the way, so hard to blame the release. Now, just guard. White, it's right. Epping, Lang, wrong. Perfect come around, you're on the button. Now he's hitting.
11-5 will be good to get.
I guess if you guard and he freezes, and this red one's coming in from the corner. And
right.
11-5.
So hit and roll.
And he's hitting and rolling on the other, like the rock is kind of staggered on the one side, and he's hitting and rolling that way. That's impressive.
Roll right over to the tee line if you could, and don't leave any double, and really good chance to force. Take some Epping's money, because he put his money on blank.
Did.
Got his money in good, too.
Joel really got me.
Skipper Ross Whyte here. Last out turn was a bit wider and heavier than they thought. That's a pretty healthy set, too.
Clean.
I like it, though.
Yes. Hard. Hard. Clean. Hard. 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 Go. 11-3.
Pretty good, almost perfect. You can make that, though, probably, hey? That's pretty flat, but I think...
It looks flat to me, but yeah, I mean, the easy power that Joel has.
Even Joel, yeah, he whips it, too.
He really does. I looked at that. What was that double he made at the Players' Championship against your boys? That was incredibly flat. I mean, the only other option is if you were, this was me, and I was your skipper, I'd probably be freezing the center line one, and then hope Ross would blast, and then I'd have a blank. This would not be in my repertoire.
Need to get the weight right here.
I just want to let it run, like that's my home rule, like just to let it run. Especially when you said what you said, like
Chance it stops in the trail.
Playing the out turn, doesn't he get more action with the in turn?
Whoa.
Sure does. Flatter with the out.
Rama,
6-5. Roll to Frozen. Dirty Dog does it anyway.
Still a chance here. Little board waiter, hit and roll. 3 or 4 rocks.
Yeah, it looks worse from where we are. That looks frozen on the nose from my angle, but it's just barely on it, hey?
Yeah, almost close to it.
If you hit and stay on the left side of the sheet, you're never killing that yellow one.
If you're seeing it, just walk weight.
Board waiter.
If you think it rolls easier, I'm happy to throw out. It's the first thing I've seen. Okay.
Oh, we've got controversy.
Uh-oh.
Brad Jacobs says he's the 10-pin guy. 5-pin and 10-pin are two completely different sports.
Yeah, I agree that the 10-pin, I don't want anywhere near that.
And then he says, I'm listening to you good-looking fellas.
I did work hard on my hair today. I spent extra time. I even shaved. He
spent fellas weird though. There's like a U and a K and a C, and I'm not sure about your spelling skills there, Bradley Jacobs. Hit and roll broom side and set up the force. These guys might be crazy enough if you leave this close to play like a crotch and through double for the blank. And
yeah, and I mean all scoreboard related, right?
The force here is really good for Whyte and quite bad for Retornaz, so. You got one perfect here.
Yeah, nice shot.
10-8.
And yeah, I think, Langreed, if you want to make the double over the top, it's coming straight back. It's funny, isn't it? I don't know if, I mean, tough to tell, but.
Not only that, but that would have to be cruising.
Yeah.
Take your one. Get a couple center guards up in 6. See what happens.
È rischio a giocare la doppia per Black. Sì, 11.
Final stone of the 5th end, and another interesting kind of cat and mouse, not perfectly played game, but lots of great shots and lots of opportunities kind of both ways, back and forth momentum swing.
Rama. Ultima. Ultima. Clean.
Clean. This one's on the nose, and we've got a tie game, folks, after 5 ends, 3-3. We're going to take a quick break and bring you the 6th end action right after this.
Peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the action inside the Sleeman Center in Guelph, Ontario. We're getting down to it here. A big game between Italy's team Retornaz and Scotland's team Whyte. Both teams looking to punch their ticket into the playoffs at 2-1, and we're locked in a 3-3 tie. Slight advantage to Team Whyte as they are in possession of the ever-important last rock here in the 6th end. I'm Brent Lang, joined by John Epping, former teammate of mine, and also the Sportsnet feature game skip tonight against Team Hosley at 7:30. At 1-2, still very much alive in this tournament.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Nice to be back on Sportsnet. It's been a couple of years.
Right? People remember you, John. You're memorable.
That was one of the top Google searches for a while. Does John Epping still curl?
That's a good one. Looking on social media here, if you will have any questions, fire them away at BLang99. Here's one. Just wondering, is there no longer a hog line rule when delivering a rock?
On your brush.
That's a fair question, Leanne.
Good. On your brush.
We've seen what I would call some armpit situations where, and I joked about it earlier, you know, for some of the people out here, it seems to be, oh, there goes the hog line, I should start my release.
Yeah, if only you were still playing, buddy, you would definitely be some words for sure, wouldn't there? You never shied away when somebody was, well, like a body's length over the line, which we're seeing these days a couple times.
What's the word? It's for the integrity of the game. That's why I do everything. It's not for self-serving reasons. Anyway, yes, there is still a hog line rule, Leanne. We want desperately to get the handles back. But at this present moment, the technology is not good enough. It's like 96% reliable, so we can't have 4 in 100 being pulled when they weren't hogline violations or vice versa. So we're getting there, and it is a bit of a problem. I get it. Some players have brought it in talking with Tyler George to the Players Council with WCF. It is a concern from players.
And fairly so. It has to be talked about, I think. And, what the solution is, I have no idea.
Wait's good. Hey.
Yeah, if we had that technology, that would would be nice. We thought we had it figured out, and not to mention, I like those kind of little slipperier handles.
Yeah,
they're nice.
They were nice.
So double center, or center guard, corner guard, double centers, and right to the button, and we're gonna have an interesting end here. And speaking of interesting ends, I don't want to push you away from our broadcast, but quickly turn over to the Gushu Schwaller game, and Benoit Schwartz has a double for 4 to go up 1 on Gushu, and really ouch. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Schwaller continuing to step on Gushu's weak here. That hurts. Back to the action here, though. Sebastian trying to draw one right onto the button here. Really shrink that scoring area.
Say a little deep on that draw by Whyte. Maybe just a rock or two.
For sure.
Make a good freeze here to the top of the 4. Those rings are shrunk.
Matia's guards are perfect. This is light.
That's an unforced error. I assume Whyte will wrap another one with the outturn. Yeah, this. He makes this, it's going to be one of those situations looking way too good too early.
Right? I got so tired of that when I used to play front end. No, this is one too good too early. And, you know, your one little chip or bump and roll to leave an in-off into the button behind a pile. So it's a bit of a defensive shot, though. You can't get rid of all 3 in the middle. And little warm. You could. I think you might want to get this curling. Speed needs to come off here. Trading Christmas presents, John.
Wow. Extended Christmas. Playing the double here.
Yeah, I would have thought just to follow him down, hey?
Yeah. Get into the pocket of those 2 and around 3 center guards. I mean, that top 12 ranks acting as a center guard. Yeah, that's what yeah, Joel's now. It's like Amos might have.
2 quick strides from Amos. He's at the other end.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about the time clock with him. He can just be down there in 2 seconds.
Both teams do have lots of time left. 12 minutes.
Used to take Fry about a minute to get down.
We're gonna see Fry soon for a timeout, I'm sure.
See, you were smart. You just hung around the hog line near me.
Yeah. Safe steps. I'm not going down until I know you have things figured out. Intern? Outturn looks easier.
I think they're doing this on purpose to us, make this tough to explain.
Yeah, like, this is fine.
It is, for sure, but the outturn looks a little natural. You get a little more room for errors, a couple of options. We always like to have an option B or C available.
I want to get this ideally right to the nose, and this way you can't really get to the pocket, I think, is the biggest thing. Hey, John?
Yeah, that's what... because if Ross comes over with the other turn, the other side of this, I think you're going to be able to get a good angle again. So. Big shot.
This looks real good, though. Best you could make on that side, that's for sure. But like you said, now you just throw one in there
right
on the
there,
other side.
See, I think if you just move that rock over into between the 2 yellows,
it's a lot better.
I don't think it's going anywhere for a couple rocks.
Leave it short. How much do you need?
They don't seem sold. I mean, I think that's the spot, guys. I'm going to say that was a mistake to play that turn.
Probably looks like he's typing, so that'll be talked about after, I'm sure.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in those debriefs. Robin thinks this one's light. Heavy lean early. Top 8, bury an inch.
Like it.
Just don't oversweep it.
Just needs to sit.
You don't burn it. Yeah, I think that's a really great spot.
Yeah, now what? What are you freezing again? Okay. Yeah, that's good. See a sliver, that's all you need though. You can see a good angle there where they got that inch buried, so there's no way to remove that. for Team Retornaz. So on that side of the sheet, they got to use their red one here. And this will open up a little. This will leave the red one buried, though, not really accessible. Kind of lock off that other side, potentially. But they can't leave it there, can they, John?
No, definitely need to get this out of there. Or they're going to have no choice but to get it out. Oh, yeah, you're right. It would be ideal if you could just stay and use it later.
Trying to make this curl.
Are we going... Oh, jeez. Let's sweep that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually...
Okay.
Yeah. Can you get low a bit, or can you tap red, yellow, and get it to the back four?
Is that Mawson or Thunderstorm?
It's one of the Brush brothers.
Oh. Still a lot of fire left in those fellas, eh? Reunited.
Back four. Yeah, even if you freeze, that's okay.
Yeah, I like the freeze.
I do too. I mean, this is to me is line. Something you got to be a little low.
You find John playing mixed doubles is helping your four-person?
You know what? It is. Well, maybe a bit of both. Yeah, it is for sure. Definitely the angle side of it, and yeah, 100%.
And I find not that the shots are any easier, but because you have to play this shot, I don't know, 9 times, 18 times in a mixed doubles game. So here it's like, wow, that's precise. It's like, yeah, that's what we got to be if we want to be the best. If we want to win here, that's got to curl. Oh, that's pretty good. A little too far, though. Off the outside one now.
That yellow looks to me like that yellow top four might get in the way.
If it is, that's really... You don't want to move that one sideways. Yeah, I find like those little, where it's over buried and it's like we got to move that. It used to be, oh, that's impossible. Now mixed doubles, you make it all the time. You see it all the time.
Yeah, visually it doesn't. I couldn't agree more.
And I'm in the booth now, and it's super easy. Oh, here comes Ryan Fry. Can we get extra volume? Turn up all of our secret mics. Coach Fry, timeout. A bit of a big situation here.
What do you see, Fry?
He's not on the right side, folks. He's got to run around the other side. He hasn't said a word yet. They're in big, big trouble here.
Is there any way you can make the top four yellow, hit about a quarter of it, and shoot it under that red or yellow red combo at the top so that it lines up onto the button?
You get rid of this and this. Maybe this gets...
That's, yeah, right there. You see where the broom, and try to get that yellow there so that that top yellow red combo lines up to it. Yep. That's... Luckily Fry heard me.
You peel onto this. And then you do this. You peel this. He stays here.
That triple doesn't work. Keep going back to that. You're just going to jam it and then leave them a nose hit in the middle, and you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
So you like off the wide one, Johnny?
No, I am thinking off the...
or just
off the top
on
four
this,
one,
but thin, like,
but thin, so it shoots to the it shoots to the WFG.
Yep.
So it's lined, so that red or that yellow red combo is lined up right into it. I know you might leave yours on the G of the Grand Slam or shooter.
Yep, it's thin.
It is.
This is one you cannot hit it too thin. I would say too thin is flash. Other than that, it's pretty good. You're going to always click the side one, so that's going if that matters to you. Amos even called the thin, and roll back to the forefoot.
Okay. And you don't even have to whip this, I don't think. I think this could be normal.
I don't think it will be, but I think it could. Oh, no, that ain't normal. Man, he gets to the hog line in a hurry. Oh, and he got the spin in he called as he shot.
Wow. How good did that end up?
If I throw a little bit of weight, does that kick?
We're going to need a replay there, folks.
and roll behind the corner. Does that drag at all, Ian?
That's crazy good.
You know, folks, the reason why it's so good is yellow really can't come with an out turn to the button, because that yellow-red combo at the top of the house is going to be lined up onto those two yellows if Ross Whyte puts one there.
I don't even know what they can do here. Do they have to just hit that yellow-red and lose their second shot yellow or even shot rock yellow and try and line them up on the back one? That's hard. Chase the back 4-foot one and roll.
That's exactly. I think that's what I'm seeing is you chasing the back one.
So timeout for Team Whyte now. A very pivotal sixth end, and steals possible. Deuce. Everything's still a possibility here.
That's our first thought. Well, what else you want to do? Put this in here. He just plays this at a down weight and it just sits there.
Yeah, I don't think he can draw, as you said, John. I think he can chase that, though, and roll. I honestly don't see another shot. Do you have any other options?
I am not seeing much. I mean, if you hammer that yellow-red combo on the right side as we're looking at on the overhead, I don't think it catches the back red.
No,
if it catches the back red, okay, now we're talking, but I don't think it catches the back red.
I think it's a freeze.
If you think we can get in there, it's got a long way to curl by that.
I think it gets there.
Ooh.
I like your call, Langer. I like Chase Langer.
I think so, but
I think it's freeze.
I think this freeze can get there.
My issue is
if it doesn't,
we ever play here and he just blasts this high and kind of puts this into here.
How are you going to score? How are you not going to steal a two?
Exactly. That's what you're worried about. That's what I'm worried about here.
So
if I'm yellow,
if we could try and remove this and just leave this yellow coming in rather than it being the red.
You can definitely do that, but it's not simple either.
I'm trying to keep this yellow, because if we smash it, it's going to go underneath. And he's hooking.
Are we ever playing his shot like pick the two, thin
I
onto?
did question it, yeah.
Like try and make it so it goes.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, but he's probably coming here.
And then you might be able to rip this so it's touches it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, that's not. It's
an option.
You got to think what Ross is thinking. Just trying to score.
Is that the shot then?
Even though they're shot on the button, they're
it
thinking.
was one of my first thoughts, but I don't know. I just want to roll it to here. I don't want to sit it here, and it's just the tiniest.
Well, wait, Ross.
I think you're about 9.5, 10.
What they come up with? They did come up with this sliver thin, kill the back one, roll, leave red shot probably because they don't want to nut it there and leave it all lined up. But not throwing it super hard.
Clean.
Carl. Whoa.
Clean. Whoa.
Carl.
Clean.
Carl.
Carl.
Really got it, Carl.
Got to hit that one for sure. No good?
Don't love it.
Lined up. The red is locked in there.
I think you want to hit it pretty. I think 2/3 as we're looking at the overhead now on the right side, where that broom is 2/3 there. Bump that frozen, keep the angle, try across the top, and I think you're pretty happy. Like I said, it's easy up here.
Yeah, just a draw shot, right? Like a bump to the freeze, and hook the top two, like with just back 8. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Updates around the rings while we have a second here. Team Kleider up 7-4 on Ramsfell. And Team Kleider has the hammer, so these guys are going to meet in the Grand Slam of Karaoke Lounge tomorrow. I think they're both going to be out. because Ramsfell's in 1 and 2, correct?
He is.
That would knock them out. Probably good news for my co-host here, John Epping. The fewer teams at 2 wins, the better.
That's right.
Team Gushu, Team Schwaller in a wild one. Schwaller with 4, and now Brad maybe with a chance at 3 back. But
is this a little trial run with Brendan Botcher in the house?
I just noticed that. They're trying everything, folks. Miscadovitz and Dunstone. Dunstone with the deuce and 5 to go up 4-3, and has them in some serious trouble here. In 6, that's the Sportsnet game. These guys are good. I know that's somebody else's tagline, but we got to steal it. Okay, first skip rock. Joel Retornaz trying the little bump, as John suggested. Really trying to get it curling right away.
Little too much weight, little too high here. And,
not even close, really. That's way too hard is the biggest problem, eh? 6 feet heavy.
You're lucky that it's still somewhat lined up. Will drag in there.
What do you like if you're Ross Whyte? I don't know that I love that.
No, I mean, ideal is going to be a millimeter buried under that red rock in the top of the 4-foot, so that when you try to hit that yellow, it won't be able to stay right there buried behind the wall.
Because they're playing the same shot.
Exactly. This has to be, I think, just past the top 4 red, slightly around it. Like there, but even just slightly higher, so that exactly goes on.
Johnny, what if we hit this one? Can we see enough of this red to hit this across the top? And does this, or even into it anywhere, will this drag past the back then?
It will.
And then you're going to freeze here, though, and that's bad news.
Yeah, and I just, from the from the view now, it just doesn't look like you have enough of that red. But I could be
very little. It's probably going across the top at best, and then I'm just worried this is still looking like a steal to me.
Yeah, this is as precise as you can be. There is nowhere good, but made perfectly, and I think that is just past that top 4 rock, a millimeter buried behind it.
Okay, we know where we're going. Ross doesn't look too worried about it.
Okay, Ross, make me look good. It's my debut.
Right? Here it comes. Drawing to the millimeter.
Line's good. No bedroom. No, line's good. Line's good.
Doesn't look light to me, John.
Line's fine, just for weight.
T-line.
They're
Oh,
trying to go right to the
T-line's too.
Why so far? Now you're not going to have any way to get it out.
Well, you know what? I think they will if this is tapped frozen.
Sure, it's high enough to...
It's high enough to slash, what we call the slash on that yellow in. I think here you're just trying to tap it to the T-line. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's definitely what you're just... Yeah, maybe don't tap it frozen.
Yeah, I think you just want, agree, just there, and then that little combo. I think you're back to 2/3 lined up.
L'ideale è spingere a T-line, secondo me. Qua così va bene il jazz.
So probably a very similar line, and if he has the weight right, it should curl that extra half a rock.
Il jazz mi piaceva, era sul secca.
Final shot for Joel Retornaz. 6th end here. Both teams getting tight for time now because this has been a marathon. Super interesting end. Did he overcorrect? That does not look very fast. No, this is not close.
Wow.
Tough pair there from Joel.
Now all of a sudden, a draw for 3. In turn.
That's the spot.
Gonna have to hug that outside guard a bit. Definitely don't want to touch that top forehand at all.
Well, that's the thing, right? Are we happy with 2? Do we have to try this, John?
Yeah, what's the percentage? How many times do you think right now? You're up here. How many times you see you're up 2 playing 7, you win?
Oh, what are I created a new word. The people who know all this stuff, like follow the analytics, analyticer. I'm not an analyticer.
Yeah,
but
I believe that.
Yeah, you do. That's
yeah.
Believable. I would say up to playing 7, these 2 teams. Yeah, Whyte wins. It's in the 90s, isn't it? 90% of the time?
Yeah, I can't argue. Yeah, it's...
If he makes this draw, it's like...
Oh.
But is it possible? Like, that red doesn't have to go very far.
Oh, what, like an inch? 2 inches?
Yeah, a couple of inches. But...
We're like in here and it ran pretty good for us. I think
2 inches.
Very close.
Yeah. So the good news for the way they throw the rock, this is a harder shot for you and I, John, than it is for these guys.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? That's such a fair point.
The break point, the flight path, as you would call it, is a little different, but there's room here. But that red one is the one you're going to hit if you're going to over curl. The red one top 4 foot, and that's the only one you can't hit. They'll probably make this for fun, but I think it's worth a shot. The hole is a little bit wider than I thought, and if you wreck on the corner guard, so be it. Final stone in the 6th end. Team Whyte with a shot to almost punch their play into the playoffs.
Little speed wobble. Pretty big extension on that one.
Whoa, just nose it. Just straight.
I think he tried not a trick shot, but I think he tried on purpose to set that even more and added a ton of weight. So we're going to see 2 yellow go on the board, and Team Whyte will take a 2-point lead, 5-3 over Team Retornaz heading to the 7th. Team Retornaz with the hammer. We'll be back to cover the action right after this.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casual.
Welcome back to what has been a very interesting game. Pretty well played. I think both teams want some shots back, but overall we're at a 2-point lead for Team Whyte into the 7th end. Both teams have a little bit of a time crunch, but Brent Lang joined by John Epping.
That's me.
For the action here, last draw of the round robin portion of the WFG Masters. That does stop just short, and that's a pretty good spot. Both of these teams, as you said, John, had not the best shootout, but both had good shootouts. Both had good draws to the button before this game, but they won't know what that means until they know what happens in all the other games. So,
yeah, that's right. This whoever goes 2-2, and luckily you do drop 1 out of your 6 draws this week. First 2 games, you throw 2 draws each. Final 2 games, 1 each. That gives you 6 draws. You get to throw away your worst one, and lucky for these 2 teams, their worst ones were pretty bad. So
it's a big drop, eh? Is that what you're saying?
It's a big drop. Big drop. I think Whyte now has 0 because of it. He had all 0s, and I think he then had a pretty significant number, and now it is 0.
That's a good trade.
Good chance he'll be drafting then tonight, maybe.
Oh, right, if he can pull this out, right.
Wait's good. Wait's good.
Two good shots there from you and Kyle. he's been pretty solid this game. Not too many big mistakes by any means. And Mattia now going double stack corner guards on each side. Talk me through the stacked versus one on either side, John. What's the advantages, disadvantages? Do you know the right answer?
Well, as a guy that sometimes likes to run rocks in from the corner, this is, makes things tough if you stack them.
Right.
If you want to run that corner guard in, but it also does open. It also does open up leaves that one side of the sheet wide open. And getting behind two guards on one side, means you're protected against that single run back.
That's not a good result there from Mattia. Just light more than anything. If he's 4 or 5 feet heavier, that gets by and goes to where it goes. And we've got our first final. We've got Team Kleider with their first win of the week, taking down Team Ramsfell and taking them out of the Bonspiel in the process. Both teams will finish at 1 and 3 out of the playoff picture. Team Schwaller looking to take out Team Gushu here and keep their week going. They're at 1 and 2 and need a win here. Took 4 in the 5th and then stole 1 and 6. So they're up 2 without playing 7 against Team Gushu, having a very uncharacteristic tough week. And in the Sportsnet TV game, it's 4-4, Muscadovitz and Dunstone. Decent come around there from Duncan. Blow this all up. Look for the blank here, John, I think. Is that what we're looking for
Yeah, if Ross Whyte allows that, I think that's going to be the next question if this is made.
He's not throwing it hard, so they're just trying to make a double maybe on the nose or saving the shooter for sure. Not even trying to double.
Must be trying to hit roll into the rings low, behind those two corners.
Good call. Hit and roll for the tight corner.
Get that in the rings.
That's pretty good. Not quite in the rings, but still. I thought they would have just double peeled the top two, no?
Yeah, I guess if he does make the back one,
it's way better.
It's way better, but do you want to be up? Are you looking for I guess you're not pushing too hard right now for a force if you're peeling.
Plus, a 14-inch double is a lot easier than a 9-footer.
Oh, good opportunity now for Retornaz.
Yeah, they got the setup they were kind of looking for without the center guard, though.
Liking the chance for a deuce and try to turn that 2 into 3.
It is amazing how often we see teams up 2 and even 3 where coming home, that 3 is not out of play. And the same thing in 7. And quite often in 7, teams try so hard to force you that sometimes they force you to 3. Do you feel that, John? Especially in a tie game, more so than up 2. But Ross is going to give you a soft deuce here a lot, though.
Exactly, and like I said, that down 2, or when you're up 2 coming home, it's nerve-wracking.
It's uncomfortable.
You don't feel great like you used to.
It's pretty good. Ross is going to follow it down.
Big change here. Wow.
Okay. In fact, he's lying 2 may play into this, right? That top yellow one looks to be out counting the red one, and it is lost in there. That's a good come around. Let's see if Robin Bryden can lock one right on the corner. Bit of a big ad set there. And
Line's good.
doesn't look like they hate it, but they're not super interested just yet.
I've seen a nice late finish around these corner guards or to the wings.
This is on the sweepers now. This is
It's
perfect.
got to be there.
That's pretty good. Does leave the double on the top 2, though, but is that even any good? It would stay wide open and leave a double back.
Right, I wonder if Joel's forced into the tough little chisel or chip across the face of the red and
roll behind everything.
Yeah, roll back into the back 8.
Gavristi sta doppia qua, ma restando aperti. Il gala doppia dopo Elo.
Joel just explained.
I'm sure
what you did.
Yeah, I heard a dobla. So if we make this double, then we stay open and they have the double back.
Ah, ok, scusa, non ho capito. Pensavo mi sto mandando quanta che va per farla passare sopra.
Oh, okay.
You can. It's just that red guard is so high that even if you do make that, you should be able to come around with anything from board to hack.
Yeah.
Secondo me col 12 dovresti fargliela.
Worth a shot, maybe. I don't know. I like your call though. That, like try and hit it like an inch or two of it with just through the rings and chip it over the top, just so the red one's out counting it and your shooter rolls towards the middle. And I think that doesn't lock your deuce, but it takes them away from that corner. It's going to leave that red one around the corner for a while. Amos liked it, ran down and called it. Now it's up to him to make it. That's how it's done if you're going to play it.
Bravo, bel tiro.
Bravo.
Great. That's a great shot.
Oh, geez. That can't be the play. You got to chase on the inside, yeah.
I think so. That's a high enough guard. And
What do I need to get over the top of that?
And then half works.
Okay. 12 and a half.
Okay.
Just a hair, Ross.
That's it.
Just a light board weight, solid hack weight here. Chip it and roll. You can roll right into your shot rock would be nice. Even spin up a little. Need to kill this red though. Don't want any red sticking around. That's why he's asking, what do I need to do to get it across the top? That's a pretty good shot. Another inch thicker, that would have been an exceptionally good shot.
whose third shot? Is it the red or the yellow at the top or the red at the side?
Earlier I said yellow, so now I'm going to say red.
Okay. I think you hit and roll here with hack right onto the top of it.
Yeah, still a good chance, eh? I'm not sure, actually, John, whose shot, but I'm sure that this is the shot you play regardless.
This is made. I love the chance at a deuce. Retornaz.
Sounds good.
Just like that?
Yeah, that's the spot.
How good is that?
Got any ideas if you're Team White?
I think you're kind of forced to go back after the corner rock, aren't you?
Yeah.
Behind the corner. Hit it.
Sure.
Roll.
They just tapped the yellow like yellow shot, so they got that going for themselves.
Yeah, it's almost the same ice as me, Ross, is it? Yeah, something similar.
Yeah, this one, the other option here, you don't have to kill this. You could just play like a back 8, back 12 and bump it so that it's out counting, it's no longer out counting the top one and your shooter stays 2, and then probably more than 2 is not really an option, because what are they going to do if you make this? They're going to freeze on the button?
Yes, exactly. I mean, well, and tough thing is it's hard to get those two lined up, that red-yellow combo. It's hard to get another red in there, squeezed in between. It looks
sure is.
For me. And I think that's why White's probably leaning towards this shot as well. Retornaz tries to go to the center. It's going to be, I think, easier for Ross to get out of the center of the pond.
Just can't overthrow this. This isn't exactly warping in here.
It's got it's got way too much weight. Way too much weight. Wow. Now a little opportunity to sit 3 if he wants. I mean, you hit this, as we're looking at now, you hit the top yellow hair on the left side.
Or you hitting and roll and just hit and roll dead buried behind the corner if you were.
Yeah, you're right. I just think I think you want it now. I'd be tempted to try to sit 3 now, make Ross make a double.
Yeah, I'm in. That was what I was afraid of with trying to kill it. Like, just draw over there.
Agreed.
Move it an inch. Got to be an easier shot. Like, Robin was just enough weight and just got to it. Gushu's in jail. He's paying entry fee this week.
Plus a flight change.
Yeah.
So what side are you hitting this on? What way are we playing? Like, are we...
I think I'd play the shooter going center line side.
Qual è la doppia facile? Secondo me fai un po' fatica.
You can play it either way.
Ok, 2 terzi.
8.
Depends. How do you like to throw it hard? If you're throwing it hard, you're probably rolling wide side. And if you're playing it, I guess probably harder is probably easier to make sure you get it out of the 8 foot. You'd hate to plant it and leave the one coming back in the 8 foot. I'm playing it whichever way my skip sees it.
That is a fair statement.
Looks like he's playing it a hair high. Can't even tell where these guys put the broom. First skip stone, they're down to 2 minutes, 18 seconds. I know that.
Whoa, yep. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 nice.
Sounds good.
Playing it low.
Yeah, very
Good shot.
nice. No easy to easy double. Like,
I think that's what you do. I mean, you're right now. You're looking like you're going to get at least a deuce, and Ross got to make a shot.
Quella di 3.
Sì, quelli che ho paura.
Go low if you want.
Va bene, se la fa.
Go low if you want.
It's up to you, whatever you see.
Sto qua per il tempo. Sto qua per il tempo.
Seen low.
Tanto nel punto e se fa la doppia.
all right, need to make a double now here. All of a sudden could be losing coming home if Ross Whyte doesn't make this 4 or 5 foot double. Here we go. Last shot for Team Whyte.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh.
Sounds close.
Go.
Don't want to
Close to a nose-nose.
Come on, these guys don't do that. That was close, but a clutch shot and a deuce coming up for Team Retornaz, and we're going to have tied up coming home, I think. I'm going to give him this one. I think he can hit the 8 foot, although he did throw a couple of bad draws last end. In turn, too. All right, we better watch. We're not tuning out yet.
Quello per sta. Quello per sta. Quello per sta.
Via buona.
Looks like the guys like it.
15.
And we've got a tie game coming home. Team Whyte will have the hammer, tied at 5. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll bring you the last end action right after a quick break.
Io cane, sì.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Welcome back for last end action. Brent Lang and John Epping here bringing you this. I'd say this is, not a classic make every shot battle, John, but it's certainly been back and forth and a reasonably well played game, but lots of great conversation and strategic options and been an exciting game. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, well, biggest thing is we haven't missed a shot yet.
No.
Up here. No, I mean,
Via buona.
definitely some, I think some chances kind of, not blown, but by both sides so far. And the odd little miscue, which it just seems so shocking. But overall, pretty well played.
Part of those miscues, though, you got to think that's good for your confidence. Maybe, if they came out here and made every single shot and you're going out to play tonight, you're like, geez, do I want any piece of these two? But they look beatable, John.
That's right. These slams, they just don't look that hard.
No, right?
Said nobody ever.
Said Bruce Mallet this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Talk about a year.
Yeah, not bad. So
Button back 4.
with the no tick rule,
Line's good. Sit. Not curl up, that's okay. Just get the right
so we got a final. Team Gushu going to finish their week winless. Team Schwaller with a huge win to put their name back into things here this weekend.
14-7.
And we are the last dance in town, John. I think. No, we're not. Miscadovich and Dunstone are still going.
Yeah, they're in a battle.
They're in a heater.
Pretty sure Dunstone's score. I think Dunstone's up one coming home.
I think so too. And Miscadovich will have the hammer, but.
All right, big guard here. Got to make sure we touch the center line as high as possible. Anytime now.
Pretty good. Really good shot by Ewan there. Putting that's kind of position A. Now I want this one where, John, just like 6 inches short of it. Don't freeze it right on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you want this directly frozen. It's going to make that tap to the back of the button or back forefoot a little easier. Just leave a foot of space. I think you're pretty happy.
Don't want to throw an accidental guard here, but the boys are working hard here.
Hard to get by it. Hard to get by it.
This is light and tight. Can't touch that or it's going to be a guard, and it's a guard. Okay.
Wow. Are we going around the world here to the back of the button, back of the four?
I don't hate it. I don't see anything else because I don't like what they're talking about here.
What?
Double tap to the back. This is too hard for me. Find something easier, Skipper. I'm shooting.
If I was the coach, I'd be standing up. Time out. You can do that in the slams, right?
No, but yeah.
Yeah? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, I don't
You
think
can't signal for the team to call a timeout? Is that
Oh, yeah.
Help me out.
Coaches can call a timeout. Yeah. I thought you meant just stand up to say, hey, and you look at me. Problem was, when Ryan and I stand up, nobody notices. That's a good shot.
It's a good shot, but once you peel the top one, that double peel on the centers is pretty easy.
For these guys, it is. And
the two tight ones.
Probably just single peel here. Don't even try and.
No. Don't mess up anything.
Team Retornaz does not have a ton of time. They do have a timeout left. This end's going to play itself for the most part, but what's this leading to? You got to guard this double peel for now, and eventually you're going in turn to the button, and they make the double peel, and you're dead.
Well, yeah, and I think when you make the double peel, that red's going to want to come back on the yellow on the right angle for what, Ross Whyte?
Yeah, you might be right, too.
Looks like it's sliding. This is sliding.
Getting close. Might want to take a run at that.
Ryan's going to slither high and try and get them all. If you ever just get these two, it's good, and might touch this in.
Dopo a un certo punto mi farei slashin sulla nosa e sticcarli.
These are game winners.
Or you miss it by nothing and hit it right on the nose, and we got a big switch of fate. Trying the other double now. Oh, feathered it, but made that double even easier now. So you got that going for you. Still guarding, and yeah, I don't know what Returnaz's plan is here. He has to do this for now, but what's the eventual plan?
I mean, as long as those two reds are still there right now, I think you're going to the button.
Yep.
And then Whyte makes the double peel, and then you're probably throwing another one in there, trying to somewhat protect. This has definitely got way more curl than the other. I don't know if this picked a bit on them or.
This has got to get over the hog line.
Now, how do you go after? Well, double peel doesn't look.
Double peel, yeah, I think so.
7-8.
Yeah, that was a big unforced error.
Very, very, and like you said, maybe a soft pick, which you can't blame him for, but. This sounds pretty good. Oh. Not bad, though. Now you got to just bury a guard around the guard. Whoa.
It's easy. Do you ever just tap the yellow right now back into a little pocket?
I could be convinced of that. Any kind of straight draw, I don't like.
Yeah, I think you're either throwing the center guard again, trying to go underneath the high guard.
I think that's got to be the best chance, right?
This high guard that they have currently is absolutely useless.
Linea buona. 3. Sei lì. Buona velocità, solo linea buona. Linea buona.
Good looking shot here. Want to keep this dead buried because they're going to try and chase it if they can. They are popping handles everywhere, boys. Get some... Coach, where are you on that one? Get some crazy glue. Oh, nice hockey skills for the Italians. Can they chase that, John? Oh, that's pretty buried.
Yeah, that's... lean into if you're Ross, I don't think there's too much excitement to get rid of this side one that he looked at.
Just a straight peel.
Close.
No.
Close.
I don't think that's a big deal, like you said, Johnny. So here we go, timeout.
Roll, su quella davanti. Error, fa il peel.
Well, I would think you're drawing. Like, that's a pretty decent guard.
Yeah, I think you're going right either to the button. I think you can go back button.
Yeah, and line up the yellow, red,
Exactly.
yellow.
He's able to pick it.
And then
Okay.
I'm not too sure about. I don't understand what the freeze.
That doesn't do anything. Then they just blast it. And what's your next one? Dead hit and roll, I guess.
So is that just the respect and the worry that they have that Ross is going to throw the run back and
he'll still
peel
be
it out
shot.
And make it? Is that's
What's
why
he
they
playing?
need to be on the back?
Peeling.
I'm not sure.
Then, and then we tap this. I agree.
To me, I'd be throwing this back half on the button, a little more curl than that where they are. And,
that's what I see too, John.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Ship.
Yeah, good opportunity here. I think anytime you can see a usable center guard and you have an opportunity to go around it on skip rocks, I think you're taking that. With how good the guys are at throwing the up weight and making double peels.
Linea buona. Linea buona. Aspetta, solo sta. Giù. È larga. Deve tirare. Ma che arriva bene sul tiro giù. La deve tirare.
This has got a curl. This is way out there.
Giù. Line.
Need to be shot after this.
Ok, non è male.
Good shot. If you're Ross, what do you...
I think you're still peeling the center guard here.
No, ma anche la linea secondo me non era cagna. No, infatti. Cioè, vorrei che tornare proprio in me.
How buried is that back one? Like, could you blast it out if you wanted to?
You could, but I guess you can make, if he makes it a little better, the angle you might. Yeah,
But can you just drill that like that? Oh,
you can, and then where does Joel goes? Just
where does he go?
Joel goes, a little bit. I say almost dead buried, but showing a little bit on the left side as we're looking.
Just in front of the T line.
Just in front of the T line, and then I guess Ross would have to play the tap. So if you peel right now, where does Joel go?
He probably goes top 4 foot in front of his kind of thing.
Right, and then leaves Ross a foot tap on that yellow, right? Yeah. Okay.
More space for the tap if you do that. I get it.
It's just this tap could become a lot harder if Joel makes this better.
If it gets too hard, you just play off the red one into the yellow. These
True.
guys, it's like a video game, so. What about nosing this, John? Is that crazy?
No, I just think if he knows it and then you draw a freeze low on it, then you're going to hurt yourself for that little slash on the yellow.
Yeah.
That would be my. I don't.
Starting to sound like Retornaz has got him here. That's a really good shot. Man, that was not easy.
No, that's...
Do you hit and roll or do you draw?
I think you draw. I think...
Welcome to the booth, bud. They never listen.
Jeez. Okay. I just feel, how good do you think he can make this? Half 4?
At best.
That's so. I guess I was thinking that you throw it almost dead buried, just biting the top of the white.
Yeah, it's not like you can just play a slash. Like, you've got all the kickers, and there's no catcher for a shooter. And
yeah, and then you're forcing Ross to make a tap.
they also don't have any time, so that could be playing into this. But this makes sure they have to shoot, I guess. But
yep.
Anyway, last shot for Team Retornaz. Hit and roll, dead buried. Force Ross Whyte to draw the 4-foot for the cash.
The nose would be no good here.
No, that's real bad. Just got a juke. No bueno. That's no good.
No, kind of left Ross Whyte. Whatever weight you want to throw, I'm going to guess it's going to be an 11, and you can pretty much hit this nose, 2/3, half, maybe even a third. Probably just a half at best.
Yeah, you think it's going to roll into that catcher kind of. You got it all of it, and maybe a millimeter of air. So this is one. I think I'm with you. This is like a heavy hack. This is where he missed one earlier, though. Not exactly, but a little float on the old out turn. Shot for the win and punch the ticket into probably into the draft even. That's the most exciting part, Johnny.
We ever get lucky to get in, pick us, leave us alone.
Don't worry, I will tell people
please.
that you laid down the gauntlet and said we're coming after whoever picks us. They seem a little worried, but I think they're okay. Yeah, there's the
nicely done.
Entertaining game on behalf of John Epping and Brent Lang and Home Team Live in the curling group. Thanks for tuning in. The next draw is at 3:30. I will be back tonight from the couch. Who knows what's going to happen at 7:30, but thanks for joining us, John. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, guys.